Hello there, Capricorn. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of December 21st through the 27th. Before we get started with the reading, I do have one quick announcement. I have two group mentoring sessions coming up. One is going to be December the 29th, and that is going to be at 6:15 Mountain Time. And the second one is on Wednesday the 13th. That's at 12:15 in the afternoon Mountain Time once again. If you're interested in being a part of either one of those group mentoring sessions, just contact me, let me know so I can get you slotted in there. You can find contact information on my website, amista.info. Also, if you are interested in a mentoring session and neither one of those times will work for you, drop me a line and we will figure out something that works for you, and then we will just open it up for other people to join us. So that's the end of the announcements. Let's move on to the reading, Capricorn. The first card that you have coming up for Monday is the Emperor card. And the Emperor is just a card that says that there's a couple of ways it's manifesting. So for half of you, this is saying you've got your mojo going on Monday. You're doing your thing. You're in your routine. Everything is working like clockwork. It's organized. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen. Just good, smooth moving day. Now, the other way that this can manifest for you is that this can also be somebody that you are dealing with on Monday. And this would be an authority figure, somebody who has lots of integrity, someone who is a real pleasure to be around. They're a good person to be able to rely on. If you know them in a personal way, they're a very good friend. If you know them in a professional way, as long as you do what they expect on a professional level, they are going to be a good person to have in your corner. Okay, so I see you interacting with a person like this on Monday. If this isn't you, this could be you just having your mojo on. So couple of ways that could come in, and for some of you, you're going to have both. You're just going to be having a good day on Monday, and you're going to be talking to this person as well. Now on Tuesday, what we have showing up is we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups in reverse is talking to me about that you are really kind of looking at your life and going, well, what if I could have this a little bit better? What if I could have that a little bit better? What if I lived in a house that had a bigger kitchen because I like to cook? Or what if my commute to work wasn't so long and I had more time with my family? That type of thing. And with the Seven of Cups, when it comes in reverse, what that's telling me is that you're putting those kinds of thoughts to some very practical use. You're kind of planting the seeds, the beginning of the law of attraction, to bring in those things that you actually want into your life. So this is not something that is a do thing as much as it's a receive thing. This is more generating on an energetic level, knowing that when you create something on an energetic level, that it can't help but come into physical as soon as we can get ourselves out of the way. So I'm seeing that very beginning process of creating at an energetic level those things that you would like to bring into your life on Tuesday, Capricorn. Now Wednesday, you guys have the Hermit card coming up, and that's just telling me that you're spending a lot of time on your own on Wednesday, kind of doing some introspection, looking at what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you trigger, those types of things, sort of figuring yourself out. And I love this card because I call it the pre-reading card, because once you start to really understand yourself in a deep way, you start noticing that other humans have some similar patterns to your own. And when you notice this, all of a sudden you can kind of start predicting what's coming down the road in their thought processes, maybe even before they're able to. So you might say something to them that you've kind of arrived at this destination a little bit ahead of them, or maybe at the same time that they did, just based on some body language that you've seen or something that they've said. And so, and because of your observation of your own patterns, you're kind of seeing that that fits with that. So whenever you say something like this, sometimes other people think you are actually reading them, like the type of work I do professionally where you're really reading them, but It's not really reading them. It's really just being astute and paying attention. So that's why I call it the pre-reading card. It's like that last little level before you get to the point where you're jumping off of logic and going straight into spiritual energy, deciphering and actually reading. So doing some time on your own, doing some introspection on Wednesday, Capricorn. Now Thursday, we have the Five of Swords showing up Thursday. This tells me that everybody should be pointed towards the same target or the same goal, but everyone involved kind of has a different agenda about how to reach that target or goal. And as long as that's the case, you're not going to get very far towards reaching it at all. Nobody will, because that project's just going to stay kind of stuck in the mud. Now, the good news is this card came in right side up. So what that tells me is that with your situation, whatever it is, Capricorns, if you can get people all on the same page, this project still has a lot of potential to move forward and really be great. So the key here is getting everybody on the same page so they're all moving forward in the same direction at the same time in the same way. And that, because you have gotten this reading ahead of time, most of you, is your job. You're the one that has to get everybody on the same page because nobody else is going to realize that ahead of time unless they are just naturally astute or intuitive themselves. So you're the one with the leading edge information here. So that's your Thursday. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, that's Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, for those of you who celebrate, or Friday, for those of you who don't, excuse me, we have the Ten of Swords showing up in reverse. I like this card in reverse because when I see a reverse card, one of the first things that I do is I go, okay, how would gravity affect this card? And so I see all these swords just falling away from this person. So that's why I like this card. It's talking about a situation where you had some opposition, and these people were saying some things that weren't true, or maybe they just were resistant to an idea that you had in general. And whenever this card comes up, that tells me that this situation has turned around, that people who were involved in this situation are starting to see the real you and where you're coming from. And they're starting to see what would actually work best in the situation. And they are starting to let go of some of those other ideas that really weren't so appropriate to the situation, or maybe that somebody just totally blatantly made up out of nowhere. And so they're letting go of those, and they are starting to see you for who you are, which puts you in a much stronger position than where you were before when they were seeing you as somebody that was maybe a little bit flaky or whatever the rumors were about you. So that's a very good card, actually. Now, oh, we have another 10. And you've got some majors here. So I would say the theme of the week here really is talking about endings of old cycles and beginnings of new cycles, because you've got a couple of them starting up here. Now, on Saturday, what we've got is we've got the Ten of Clubs showing up in reverse. This is telling me that normally on a Saturday, or at least on this particular Saturday, you would have certain responsibilities. However, on this particular Saturday, on the 26th, you are not going to be fulfilling those responsibilities. So this could be that somebody just doesn't need you to fulfill those responsibilities. It could be that you're saying, you know what, I'm taking a day off from this. Or it could be that you're just kind of spacing them out too. I've seen that come up too. But responsibilities that you normally handle, I see them being kind of laid aside on Saturday. Now, Sunday, Knight of Swords in reverse. This is somebody that you're interacting with, Capricorns, on Sunday. Very rare instances, this is you, but mostly it's someone you're interacting with. And that person is someone who is highly, highly intelligent, but a little misinformed. And right now they're taking some action, and they're taking some kind of dramatic and drastic action is what I'm actually hearing for most of you. And because they're misinformed, this is action that they're going to be regretting later on because it really wasn't appropriate, although they're not aware of it at the time. So advice that comes in with this card is when you see this person coming, make yourself scarce, because they're going to try to recruit you into whatever the action is that they're taking. They're going to want you to become a part of it. The problem with that is, first of all, it's misguided. He's going to end up, or she's going to end up regretting it after it's done anyway, But even more importantly, after it's done and they're regretting, guess what? They're not going to want to take the blame. They're going to be wanting to cast blame. So if you're not involved in the situation, it's a little harder for them to cast blame on you. If you are talked into getting involved, then the stories can change really fast, and all of a sudden it can be all your fault or partly your fault. So like I said, when you see this person coming, just make yourself as scarce as you can. You don't want to get sucked into this if you can help it. Okay, so Capricorn, that is your week. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. Please remember, for those of you who would like to be involved in one of the group mentoring sessions, get a hold of me so that we can get you slotted into that. Everyone have a fantastic week. Those of you who celebrate Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you back here the next time. Peace out.